Hello, welcome to Tiffany Teach Tuesday. This is a special edition of our Tiffany Teach Tuesday. We're going to be talking about lending. I get a lot of phone calls asking me about where should they get financing at and how can I help them with getting money to buy a home. So I'm only as good as the people that support me. So today I brought out a loan consultant that specializes in renovation loans and helping veterans get loans. And since this is Memorial Day weekend coming up, I thought it would be great to bring him on to teach us about lending and lending specifically geared towards veterans. However, he's going to give us a wealth of information about lending overall that will not just work for veterans, but also work for consumers who want to purchase a home. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot the questions in our comment box and we will be able to answer them. So I would like to bring to the stage Kimothy Lee. He is a loan consultant for the Loan Depot, and he's going to tell us some information about lending. Kimothy, welcome.
Thank
How are
you.
you today?
Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. I can hear you great.
Okay. Guys, I'm on my cell phone, so I apologize, okay? But anyway, let's move forward here. My name is Kimothy Lee. I'm with Loan Depot. By the way, I'm also a veteran as well, okay? So I can talk to you about a few of the programs that we
For
have.
interrupting you for a moment. Thank you again for serving us. I didn't say that he is a veteran. You are absolutely, I missed that part. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes. No, you're more, thank you so much. I appreciate that. But yes, so from a lending perspective, there's so many different programs out here right now for everyone. But I'm gonna touch on the veterans programs first, then I'll touch on a few others. Okay. Now, from a general standpoint, the VA loan for veterans is pretty much the best thing on the market right now. Period, hands down, because there's no down payment. There's 100% financing. Okay. There's no mortgage insurance. Okay. Also, if a veteran has some sort of exemption with the military, where they have a service connection, they don't even pay property taxes. So you can buy a property with 100% financing, no mortgage insurance, and possibly don't have no property taxes as well. Okay. Okay, I thought I lost you. Okay. And in addition to that, there's no loan limit. You can go up to $2 million. Okay. You can buy up to a 4-unit property as well. And the seller can, even though you're getting 100% financing, the seller can still give you up to 4% as a seller credit. So if you're buying something for $300,000, 4% is 12 grand. So now you got 100% financing, 12 grand. Boom, there you go. Okay, that's a veteran's VA purchase. Now, what makes it even better is that in addition to having a regular VA loan, you can also do what's called a VA renovation loan. Now, a VA renovation loan means that if you're buying a property, let's say you're buying a single family home or multi-unit building, let's say it's a beautiful building, but it's like, you know what? It's a nice house, but the kitchen and the bathroom needs to be redone. Or it's a nice house, but the roof's got to be replaced and the back porch needs to be redone and the whole. You can do any renovation that you desire in that property. So let's say the property is $200,000. Let's say, we don't know, but let's say it needs 150 in renovation. Basically, you could do the loan, VA loan, for 350, okay, and it's still 100% financing. So now you're buying the property as acquisition. You're getting 150 to renovate it. Your loan amount is 350, and you got 150,000 to spend as you like. Okay, you have to do the things that are mandatory, but you can do your desired items as well. Even to the point of buying appliances, you could buy a stove, refrigerator, washer, dryer, put a jacuzzi in the basement, whatever your desires are, you can do. Okay, and that's a process that goes along with that. And as we move forward, at some point I can go into more detail about that. But I'll tell you real quickly. If you're not, don't feel like it's too much. I'm not a contractor, because what happens is, let's say Tiffany finds you a property and it's like 200,000 and needs some work, right? Basically, we don't know how much it's going to need. Neither do you, right? We're not contractors. So once your offer is accepted on the pre-approval line, I might say purchase price 200, loan amount 350. That way they know you're getting up to 150 to do the work, right? So now, after your contract's been accepted, the next step is we get what's called a HUD consultant. The HUD consultant is a general contractor that's going to help you create a budget, but they're not going to do any work in that property. That way you're getting pricing from a person that's not doing the work. Okay. So that person will walk through the property with you. They'll say, okay, you got to do the roof, you got to do the gutters, you got to replace the hot water tank, and you got to do the garage roof. Okay. And then you're going to say, and he may recommend some things. You may want to replace the hot water tank. You may want to, get some windows in the back. Then you're going to tell them what you want to have done. I want to do the kitchen, the bath, redo the floors, put the jacuzzi in the basement, whatever. Then it's going to give you a 15-page report that's going to detail the scope of work. So now you have a budget. So now you can say, you know what, forget about that jacuzzi. That I don't want to spend this much. Or you might say, that's less than I thought. Let's do the jacuzzi. Now, the beautiful part about it is, once you guys have agreed upon the budget, theoretically, now he'll give you another report just like that one, very detailed, but with no pricing on there. That's what you're going to give to the contractor to bid on. Contractor's going to put his numbers on there. They're going to go out to the property and the scope. If you're giving it to two different contractors, they're bidding on exactly the same thing. Okay, so there's no confusion about the scope of work. Once you get the pricing, give it back to the consultant to look at it for you. Not, they don't have to match, but they're going to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Okay. Then once the pricing matches, the HUD consultant may lower his price or they may raise their price. But once they match, then we order the appraiser. So guess what we do? We give the appraiser a copy of that report. So they're going to appraise that property. So if the work has already been done, you get what's called the after improved value. Okay. And then that way you're able to borrow the additional funds to do the work. After the loan closes, the money is dispersed. In 5 disbursements, the HUD consultant is going to monitor the work for you as well. So once the 5th disbursement happens, the loan converts to a regular VA loan. You're done. No refinancing or anything like that. Now that's a VA renovation. Okay. Now, once again, you can purchase a regular VA property as well. Okay. Like I said, that goes from a single family all the way to a 4-unit. Okay. And when you're doing a multi-unit from a 2 to a 4-unit, let's say you're doing a 3-unit, right? What we do is, even though it's a VA loan, we'll still take, it's 3 units, right? We'll take 2 of the units because they'll be rented theoretically, and we'll add 75% of the projected rental income to your income right now to help you qualify for that building. So let's say the rents, let's say the places are empty right now, but the appraiser is going to give us a market value of what the rent should be. So let's say in 2 of the units the rents are, let's say $1,500 each. So that's $3,000, right? We take 75% of that, which is $2,200 or $2,300 or whatever. We'll take that $2,300 and add it to your income right now. So now you qualify for a higher loan amount because we're assuming you're going to have rental income coming in. So why not give you more income to help you qualify? So that's kind of how that works for you. Okay. So once again, a VA loan is the best. Okay. Any questions so far? I know I went over that very quickly. Any questions, Tiffany? I can't hear you. You're muted.
I muted myself. Sorry about that. Currently, there are not any questions at this time, but I do have a question. You said that this is for, sorry, my allergies are bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
You said that this is for veterans. There is also a program that's similar to this for buyers who aren't veterans.
Yes. Okay. Now we also there's a couple programs. Let me tell you about this one first. There's the grant program. Well, let me tell you about the FHA one first. There's an FHA program that mimics the VA loan, except for you're doing a first and a second mortgage. So let's say a typical FHA loan is 3.5% down, right? So if you're buying a place for $400,000, and once again, you can go up to a single family, condo, townhouse, all the way up to a 4-unit, right? Let's say it's $400,000. Your down payment is going to would typically be 3.5%. So 3.5% of 400,000 is about almost $12,000, right? So what we do is we can do a second mortgage for that 3.5%. So now you're borrowing the 96.5 for the first, and we'll give you the 3.5% for the second. So now it's 100% financing for an FHA loan. So you do the first and the second. The second is a 10-year term. You can pay it off at any time. Okay, that's a beautiful loan. In addition to that, if you wanted to do a 5% second, okay, which means that instead of 3.5%, you get a 5% second. Guess what? You got an extra point and a half because the down payment is 3.5%. So you got an extra point and a half for on a $400,000 loan. That's $6,000, right? Guess where that $6,000 goes? Towards your closing costs. So now you got a first and a second at 100% and $6,000 going towards your closing costs. So if the seller gives you a credit on top of that, guess what? You're almost rocking like a VA loan with no money, right? It's a beautiful loan. That's a really beautiful loan, okay? That's called an Access Zero, FHA, 100% first and a second, okay? That's a beautiful loan. Now, there's another. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said, yes, that is. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Now, there's another product that's called Access One. Now, this is a grant program, okay? Now, this is a really nice program. It takes a different spin on grants. Most grant programs, bless their heart, they're basically designed to tell you, you can use this grant if you move over here, if you move over there, if you live in this area, if you move here, if you move there. They direct you to certain neighborhoods. And a lot of times they run out of money too. But that's fine. A grant is a grant, so it's a beautiful thing, right? But this is a new program. This is a grant that is based on where you live now. So let's say you live in Auburn Gresham. Once I have your address, I input it into the system, right? And it says this person qualifies for these targeted zone grants. If you live in the area, you qualify for the grant based on where you live now. And guess what? You can move anywhere you want to get this grant. Anywhere you want. You can move anywhere you want. Okay. So let's tell you how the grant works. So it's a conventional loan, 620 credit score. Okay. To begin with, the down payment is only 3%. So it's less than FHA. Okay. Now, you are eligible for $4,000 credit towards your down payment. That comes from Home Depot. Okay. In addition to that, if you live in that targeted zone that we talked about that you're moving out of, which it's quite open, it's quite a lot of areas, you get another $5,000. So now that's $9,000 grant that you can apply on your new purchase. Now, if you fall into a certain category where your income is like 50% for the area you're moving into, it's an income thing, you get another $2,500. So that's almost $12,000 you're getting for a conventional loan with 3% down. That's called Access One Plus. That's a really nice program too. What I like about that the most is that you get this money, but it's not targeted to where you have to move to. It's only targeted. It helps you move out of certain communities into any community that you want to be in. Okay. Any questions, Tiffany, so far on that?
So let me get this clear so I can make sure my viewers are understanding. The program is for them to move out of a community. So if they like the community they live in, they can't use that program. So let's say if they lived in Roseland and wanted to move to Ashburn, and if Ashburn is not in the target area, then they can use the loan. But if Ashburn is in one of those target areas, they can't use the loan there.
It's the opposite. It's the opposite. That's what's the beautiful thing about it.
Okay.
With this particular grant is based on where you live now. So if you live in Roseland, for instance, that's in the target area. So you qualify because of where you live now. So because of where you live now, you can move anywhere you want and get
regardless
the money.
If it's a targeted area or not.
You can move to Ashburn, you can move to South Holland, you can move to wherever, Oak Park, anywhere you want and get that money.
Okay.
It's based on where you live now.
Now, could they use this program in conjunction with this grant in conjunction with the program of the 100
No, because that was FHA.
FHA program. Can they use it with the FHA program?
No, this is conventional program. Totally.
Oh, okay. This is for conventional, so they have
to. Yeah. So this is a good. Yeah, this is a good program. Let's say someone's buying a property and it's got to go conventional. This is a good program because they don't have to put down 5%. They still got all this grant money to go along with it, and it's only 620 credit score. So let's say you're buying a condo and it's not FHA approved. Boom, there you go.
Gotcha.
Walk right in the door.
So my next question someone will have, what would qualify me to be, what will help me qualify to get a conventional loan versus the FHA loan?
Okay. FHA, the thing about FHA is FHA is a lot more liberal when it comes to debt to income. Meaning that if someone makes, let's say, $50,000 and they have say $500 a month in recurring debt, okay? The difference is that if you look at both loan programs, if they're going FHA, FHA will allow them to borrow more money because it allows the debt to income to go much higher than conventional does.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's the main key right there, is that you have access to more funds. Okay, now it used to be a thing where you had to have a much better credit score, blah 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 blah, but conventional programs have changed now, so this goes down to 620. So that program we just discussed, FHA, is 580, 600, 620 as well. Okay. So the biggest thing is that you can borrow more money utilizing an FHA program than a conventional program. Now, one more thing I want to add too. In the past, it's always been that in order to purchase a multi-unit, a 2, 3, or 4 unit building, FHA was the only way to go, because you can buy a 4-unit building going FHA and put down 3.5% and do a renovation loan, just like we talked about the VA, right? Now, conventional just changed everything, because before, conventional was, if you buy a 2, 3, or 4 unit, you have to put down 20% and no renovation, just 20% down where you go. Okay, so in other words, if you had an FHA building and you want to buy another building, you can't have 2 FHA loans at the same time, so you just out of luck unless you refinance that one building conventional and then turn around and use the FHA loan again. Well, now you can use a conventional loan to purchase a 4-unit building with 5% down.
Oh, okay. We're losing you. You're breaking up. Your internet must not be working. I can't even hear you now. You're giving out too much good information. They didn't block your volume, and we can't hear you. I can't hear you. We have lost all sound. No sound. Nope. Well, can you? Can't hear you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna end your session now. Thank you for. I hope you can hear me. Thank you for coming out, and we're gonna bring you back on another date, and we're going to get this technology together so that you can give us some more wonderful information. For those who joining us late and didn't get to see this live, you can always catch us on a repeat on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. You can get a repeat of this live. Kimothy has some wonderful information. He wanted to share some more information with us. However, technology sometimes doesn't allow us to be great. So, with that being said, thanks again for always tuning in to Tiffany Teach Tuesday. Below is Kimothy Lee's contact information, and hopefully we'll get to have him back again to continue to share those gems on how you can become a homeowner, on a recurring homeowner investor, and buying another second property or third property. Thank you again always for tuning in to Tiffany Teach Tuesday.